It's Black Hammer, or Black Spindle, or Whisper of the Worm, whatever the hell it is. It's back, and this thing's badass. So let's talk about it. Hey, what's up? Body's here. What's up, folks? I was not planning on making a video so soon, but the cat is out of the bag. Bungie's got this secret mission that drops the Black Spindle, well, whatever it's called, Whisper of Worm. But it's basically the same thing. Let's see what's up under the hood. So, we have our white nail perk, higher base precision damage, rapidly landing 3 precision hits will refill the magazine. Oh my lord, it's so sweet! Then we have polygon rifle, and well, who cares? Armor piercing rounds. This is cool. Over penetration of targets, super cool. We got mulligan. If you're a potato and happen to miss a shot, don't worry. Black hammer, black spindle, whatever. It's got you. Sometimes the bullet comes back in the magazine. It's all good. And we got fitted stock, but who cares about that? We got a catalyst slot. I don't have that yet, but hopefully I will soon. I'm pretty sure, or from what I hear, it gives you box breathing and maybe reload. I don't know about the reload, but I'm pretty sure it's box breathing. All right, well, let's do a review of this thing today. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about how you get it and how to go about getting into this secret mission. First up, how do you get this thing? Well, you have to go to IO, and there has to be a Taken Blight public event. I did this for several hours just last night, and from what I can tell, there's usually 2 to 3 Cabal events in a row, and then there's 2 to 3 Taken Blights in a row. So if you, right after the Taken Blight, it's going to be Cabal for like the next several times. So at that point, if you get to that point, you may want to just go and do something else for, 10, 15, 20 minutes to give it time to reset and get back to the Taken Blight. So I've seen a lot of posts on Reddit about people getting the Taken Blight event and then they can't find the yellow bar major that you have to kill to make the portal spawn. So there are 3 different spots that I know of that the yellow bar major can spawn in, and I'll try to show them off best I can here. So we have the cave up and to the right of the lost sector. We have an overhanging spot with kind of like a cave type area, and that is to the left and kind of behind the same lost sector that I'm talking about. And then the third spot that I know of is it's kind of beneath the Cabal public event. It's beneath the giant tree, and there's a cavern that runs all the way through to the other side. I know this is hard to explain, but I'll try to show it the best I can here. The guy can spawn in there, pretty deep into the cavern that I found. And the guy that spawns under the tree, I had to kill that one time, and he was not a knight, he was a centurion. So that's how you trigger the event. You have to kill the yellow bar knight, portal spawns, you activate it from the portal. Alright, once you are in the mission, you have to do a really long jump puzzle, followed by 3 rooms of ads, and then a final room with 3 bosses, plus a ton of ads. So, I won't really go through the jump puzzle. There's plenty of YouTube videos that already demonstrate this. What I will show is a really helpful shortcut that I found on Reddit, and it's by a couple Reddit people and other YouTubers. So that was a big time saver for me and definitely helped me out in acquiring the gun. What do you need to run as far as subclasses and loadouts for this? So what I would recommend is either 2 Arc Striders and 1 Melting Point Titan, or I would even go 3 Arc Striders, all with Raiden Flux, because those Arc Striders with Raiden Flux are hella good at ad clear. So, what kind of guns do you need? So the first room is mostly Void and Solar Shields, so you're going to have to load out weapons for Void and Solar. So what I would go, you probably need 1 person running Sleeper. That was a pretty big help. And then whatever Void weapons that you want to run. The Icolo shotgun is super handy for this. I run mine on Void for Escalation Protocol anyway, so that's what I ran for Void. And then I had a Void Uriel's Gift. I had a buddy running Sleeper Stimulant, and then I'm not sure what my other friend was running for his weapons. So, second room, I believe, is mostly Void and Solar again. There are several wizards, several knights you'll have to take out. I would advise removing some of the Taken Blights in the front of the room, just to give you a little space to kind of work with. It also opens up some cover from rocks and whatnot that you can hide behind, because there's so many things shooting at you, it's really hard to get cover. The final room, there are not the final room, but the third room, there's going to be some arc shielded enemies. You may want to bring something arc. But most of this can be overcome. By the time you get to the third room, I would highly suggest 1 or 2 people swap to Risk Runner, because this thing absolutely melts ads. For the boss room, again, clear out a few taken blights, just the front 2, so you can get a little room to breathe. There is also a cave to your right. Once you're actually in the boss room, there's a cave to your right that is super effective, and I'm finally glad that I actually found it, or whatever, so I could hide in there and get some shots on bosses and ads and whatnot. So what you want to do is, for the bosses, clear out the ads first, or enough of them to where you can breathe and actually shoot at the boss. If you are trying to shoot the boss and you're immediately going to red bar or anything when you're peeking out of cover, you need to clear some of the ads first. I think people get into a panic when they see a timer and they play way too aggressive and they're trying to just put as much damage on the boss as possible. What you really need to do is focus, kind of take your time, diligently take your time, clear out some of the ads, and then go for the boss. I would suggest taking out the captain first. He's kind of a pain in the ass, throwing that black circle disc thing, blacking out your screen. He's actually easier to take out, I feel like, than the other 2, because he won't ground slam as much as the other 2 will. So you can really run up on him with the EP shotgun and melting point and really just go to town on him. The other 2, especially the knight, I would avoid trying to. You can use the EP shotgun, but I wouldn't try to melee it first. Every time I tried it, he was nearly one-shotting me with a ground slam. So I just would run up to him and just shoot him with the EP shotgun. I wouldn't try to get a melee in first. Kill the knight. I usually kill the knight second, and then the centurion third. This may not be the best order. You may want to go for the centurion second because he's shooting those darts. Also, the smaller ad centurions, make sure you're taking those out as a priority, because they will destroy you with those poison dart things. Alright, now let's go on to the review of this thing. Actually, before we get into the actual review, I want to talk a little bit more about clearing the ad rooms and the ads in the actual boss room. So what I would do is, if you have a super, I would immediately throw that super upon entering a new room, because there's going to be a lot of thrall that are going to immediately be threatening to you, and you want to clear those out and get yourself some room to breathe. I keep using that phrase, but that's exactly what it's going to feel like. You're not going to have any room to breathe in a lot of these encounters, and you're going to have to throw a super and get all this stuff away from you so you can actually get some cover and start picking things off. So clear out the thrall that are immediately threatening. From here, I'd go and kill the knights, because they're usually up high on ledges. I'd jump up there and clear them out with the Arc Strider super. After you get your knights down, I would go for the wizards. They are also a pain in the ass because they're spawning those little black thrall that are running everywhere. So get rid of them, and especially in the boss room, get rid of the centurions. They are terrible. They will eat you alive, because there'll be like 3 or 4 of them just shooting these poison darts, these little homing darts just following you everywhere. So definitely prioritize them over all other things. Now for the actual review of the Whisper of the Worm. This thing is an absolute tank. It hits like a Mack truck. The stability is kind of bad on it, but it still hits really hard. It's a little bit harder to control, especially when you consider something like Darcy, that also hits pretty hard for a sniper, but is a lot more stable. I went and I tested Darcy and the Whisper of the Worm on the Leviathan raid at the beginning, and on one of the Centurions there. Not Centurions, the Legionaries there. I hit for 6,700 with the Highlight the Target perk active on the Darcy, and I hit for 9232 on the Whisperer of the Worm. That is about roughly a 38% increase. Now you have to take into account the Black Spindle shoots roughly half as fast. I believe the Darcy is a 140 round per minute, and the Black Spindle is a 70 round per minute. Now, what you have to take into account though is if you're hitting your precision shots, you're never going to have to reload with Black Hammer. Versus the Darcy, you are going to have to reload unless you're in something like a Lunafaction Rift. So it's going to be hard to tell for DPS numbers until I can actually test this on a boss. But I would imagine that the Black Hammer would be up there, if not surpass the Darcy in DPS on a boss. And it certainly will surpass it, I think, when people start unlocking the Catalyst, which unlocks box breathing, which gives it a huge increase in damage. So that's going to be absolutely nuts when the catalyst hits for this thing. As for this thing performing in PvE, I was going into strikes right after I got it just to play around with it, and this thing absolutely melts. Now I know the strikes I was running, it had heavy weight, but me and one other random in the strike had black camera on Nocris, and we two-phased Nocris, which I haven't done with a sniper before. So this thing's crazy. I would highly recommend it. The mission is not that bad. It's tough, definitely, but if you're having trouble, watch some videos, watch people that have done that posted a full run, watch what they did, and try to mirror that the best you can, especially like what weapons they're running and where they're going and what they're shooting first, what targets they're prioritizing. Just watch that and you'll be able to get through it. If you like this video, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm FY's Live, and I'm out.